mom was an adult film actress.
Yes.
Or also known as a porn star.
Yes.
And, you know, when people started to find out a little bit more, it'd be like, there was this game in high school, it'd be like, let's write our names into Google and see what pops up. And, like, that was another whoa for me. Because, you know, writing my name into Google, you know, my friend would be like, oh, nothing really pops up for me. And for me, it'd be like photos and pictures. And I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I did not know that was going to happen.
That's kind of terrifying.
Well, from there on, too, I was like, not only was this, like, a thing, like, it still very much is a thing.
Yeah.
So it was like, you know, it's always going to be kind of a topic of conversation when that comes up.
Right.
And, like, as I got older, I think I embraced it a little bit more and was able to, like, show that pride. And I do wish that, like, I was a little, like, now, 30, the relationship I have with my mom is great. But at this point, I think it would be really cool to tell her, like, wow, this is just, like, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm, like, this sense of pride is, like, very much so there.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's part of the reason we want to tell her stories, because it hasn't been told. And a lot of people, I think, she needs to be introduced to the public, but also reintroduced to the public.
I totally agree.
And
because there's more to it than and I think that's why you and I, we have such good conversations, because there's so many stories below the story, right? Like, there's always something more, some badass move that my mom made that not a lot of people know about. And
and that's what we want to talk about here too, is that, you know, it's, of course, we'll talk about Behind the Green Door and Insatiable and all the Ivory Snow and all the things that she's known for, but all the things that a lot of people either don't know or that they might have forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she is definitely remembered by baby boomers, because she was one, and you know, my parents are baby
hence all the dads of my friends.
Yeah, no. And well, when I told my dad that I was writing a book about Marilyn Chambers, and he confessed to going to see Behind the Green Door. So he was probably about 21 when you know that happened. But and I was like, cool, thanks for that, Dad. And so.
The visual's great.
Yeah, the visual's awesome. That was in the Combat Zone in Boston, if anyone knows about that. But that's where all the porn theaters were.
So interesting. And then now we live in San Francisco, which was where...
Yeah, so we didn't set the scene here. We are in my palatial studio apartment in downtown San Francisco in the Tenderloin, just a few blocks from the now closed Mitchell Brothers O'Farrell Theater.
Lots of vibes around here.
Lots of vibes around here, but that's where your mom filmed some scenes of Behind the Green Door and got arrested.
Oh, yeah.
And filmed some other fairy things. And
I remember that. Oh, they're closed now. I wonder where all that, like, that whole memorabilia room.
I don't know, but you know what somebody told me is that actually the handyman in my building, of all people, I know, right? He's like, I said, the Mitchell Brothers Theater just closed. And he said, but they can't sell it because Robert Crumb, the cartoonist and artist, like he actually did a drawing of your mom being carried by police that was in the San Francisco Chronicle. I have it on a t-shirt somewhere in the closet, but
you should see his closet.
Yeah, it's a mess. And
it's organized, very organized.
Not right now, but
it always trips me out.
Yeah, but he said, I guess, you know, Robert Crumb like just drew all over the walls. So there's like $1 million worth of art in that building, so they can't just tear it down.
Take some of that stuff.
I've often thought of like reaching out to the
going?
real estate agent and just saying, hey, I know this is a weird request, but can I come by and like check it out?
Yeah.
And like steal the trapeze
and
green door or something? That'd be I mean, sanitize it first, because we are still in a pandemic. Because
that was where, when I met Johnny Keys, I was like, he was like taking us around. He was like, this is the room, and I'm like, oh,
cool.
you know, like almost like, right? Oh, I totally know what you mean.
Yeah.